The robbers were just about to hit the bank when they noticed a cop staring right at them. But the cop was smart enough to turn away and pretend he saw nothing. The robbers rushed into the bank, locked the front door behind them, and took control of everyone inside. They made everyone hand over their phones and destroyed them by tossing them into a fish tank. Then they threatened the bank manager, Lisa, into opening the vault. It was Lisa's first time experiencing a robbery, and she was clearly terrified. But she had no choice except to follow their orders. After she opened the vault door, the robbers moved in quickly. They pulled out the surveillance hard drive and destroyed it in the microwave. Then they cracked open the safe and stuffed every stack of cash into their bags. But right at that moment, someone started pounding on the front door. The robbers immediately tensed up, and in that brief moment of distraction, Lisa hit the silent alarm. The leader caught her doing it, but he did not blame her. He just urged his crew to move out. The robbers then began cleaning the scene, pouring bleach everywhere, destroying any trace of evidence. Then they took Lisa as a hostage and brought her along as they escaped. Once they got in the car, the robbers removed their masks. Looking at the frightened Lisa, the leader Nick felt a hint of sympathy and at the same time found himself drawn to her. Once they were sure it was safe, they let Lisa out of the car. After the robbers made it safely back to their hideout, their partner Wade found something on the ID he had taken. Lisa actually lived on the street right next to theirs. He worried that one day they would be exposed. Wade, who had always been ruthless, wanted to take Lisa out to eliminate the risk. But Nick stopped him and decided to go test the waters with Lisa first. The next day, Nick followed Lisa, then staged a chance encounter. Nick confirmed that Lisa had no idea he was one of the robbers that day. Looking at her gentle and kind nature, he could not help but express his feelings for her. And Lisa found herself drawn to Nick as well. The two of them quickly started dating. Lisa told Nick that during the bank robbery, she actually noticed a tattoo on one of the robbers' necks, but she was too afraid of retaliation, so she never told the police. Nick felt uneasy and quickly changed the subject. Their relationship heated up fast, but during one of their dates, Wade unexpectedly ran into them. He did not make a scene though. Instead, he started chatting with Lisa, but Nick kept his eyes locked on Wade's neck the entire time. Just as Lisa was about to notice it, Nick quickly covered Wade's neck with his hand and urged him to leave. Back at home, the two of them got into a huge argument. Wade completely lost it, saying that what Nick was doing would land them all in prison. But Nick insisted they would not be exposed and said he would handle it. Seeing that Nick would not listen, Wade backed off for now, because according to plan, they were about to pull off another job. On the day of the heist, they put on matching masks, jumped out of the car, and charged at an armored truck that was being loaded. They smashed open the compartments and stuffed all the cash into their bags. But during the process, Nick suddenly realized the guard from the driver's seat had disappeared.
Here, asshole, I got your friend. Put that fucking gun down now. I got you, motherfucker.
After dealing with the problem, the crew made their escape. But before they got very far, police cars started showing up. More and more squad cars closed in from all sides. A police car rammed into the robbers' vehicle and managed to force them to a stop.
Shut the engine off now! Put your hands in the...
But the crew stayed calm and floored the gas, firing their guns while making a fast retreat. Even so, police cars were still right on their tail. And just then, an SUV up ahead was blocking their path. The robbers quickly jumped out and transferred the money to the SUV. It turned out their backup had come to pick them up. One person provided cover fire, while another poured gasoline all over the original car, then flicked a lighter, destroying all the evidence. Just like that, the crew switched vehicles, and once again made a clean getaway. But what they did not know was that the police had already launched an investigation. They found out Nick used to be a hockey star, but destroyed his career after assaulting a referee. His father was in prison for robbery, and his mother had been missing for years. Wade was Nick's childhood friend, who went to prison at 18 for a 9-year murder sentence. This crew was highly skilled and never left behind any evidence, which left the police with nothing to work with. So they decided to start by wiretapping Lisa. Meanwhile, Nick and Lisa were falling deeper in love. Nick decided he wanted to go back to a normal life. He planned to take Lisa to Florida and start over, but getting out of the game is never that easy. Behind them was the real mastermind, this man right here. He provided all the intel for every robbery and took a huge cut afterward. When he found out Nick wanted out, he refused to let him go and immediately demanded he carry out one more job. This made Nick furious. On top of that, he threatened Lisa's life, saying if Nick did this last job, he would let him walk. Because this time, the score was worth $50 million. Nick was worried about Lisa's safety, so he agreed. To get it over with as quickly as possible, he chose to move that same day. Nick grabbed a power saw and cut through the door lock. Wade used a crowbar to break open the back of the vault. By then, their partners had already cut the surveillance feeds. Two of them disguised themselves as cops and made it to the vault entrance without a problem. They used their police cover to order the people inside the vault to come out. Once the door opened, Nick held everyone at gunpoint. The vault was filled with tens of millions in cash. In no time, they packed several large bags and wheeled them out on a dolly like they owned the place. The whole thing went unbelievably smooth. But when they arrived at the rendezvous point and quickly changed clothes, Nick noticed something was off. It was way too quiet. Sure enough, police had already surrounded the building outside. A shootout erupted immediately. The police firepower was overwhelming, and they had already started moving in. If this kept up, they would all be wiped out. In that critical moment, their getaway driver stepped up and decided to rush out and draw their fire, buying time for Nick and Wade. He drove the ambulance straight out the front door, but under the heavy police gunfire, the driver was killed on the spot. At the same time, Nick and Wade quickly changed into police uniforms and blended into the backup officers arriving from the other side. The tactical team did not want local cops getting involved, so they pushed them out toward the stadium area. But soon the chief noticed something was wrong. A robbery this big? There was no way it was just one person. Sure enough, they spotted an officer on the roadside carrying a huge bag and walking in the opposite direction. Wade knew his cover was blown and took off running, but when he reached the intersection, he was surrounded by police. It was obvious Wade had nowhere to go. In the end, he was shot and killed while resisting. Not far away, Nick witnessed the whole thing, but all he could do was walk away in silence. The mission had completely failed. Nick then contacted Lisa, hoping she would run away with him. Lisa happily agreed and told Nick to come pick her up at her place. Hearing this, Nick did not feel happy. Instead, his eyes slowly went cold, because he had already noticed that Lisa's house was crawling with police. She was clearly setting him up. But just as he was about to hang up, Lisa suddenly said, "If you can come, it will be his sunny day." This was a code that only the two of them understood, because Lisa once told him her brother died on a sunny day. Nick instantly understood what she meant, and a look of relief spread across his face. After hanging up the phone, Nick did not go to meet her. Instead, he disappeared quickly. The next day, Lisa was digging in her garden and found a package. Inside were stacks and stacks of cash, along with a note and an orange. The orange represented Florida. By then, Nick had already arrived in Florida, hoping to reunite with Lisa there someday. But Lisa did not follow him. Instead, she used his money to donate a hockey arena. Lisa knew that if he had not lost his temper back then, Nick might have become a great athlete. Now, this arena could help more kids achieve their dreams. And that was something Nick had always hoped for. This movie is called The Town. It is a crime film written and directed by Ben Affleck.